Hi guys, welcome back to the Main Road Expedition. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have two massive cup ties. We have got a league game in between which will be played off camera, but we are in the FA Trophy against our rivals FC United. We're at home for that one, so it should be a good turnout. And then we have an Emirates FA Cup tie against Northampton in the fourth qualifying round. So a win against them would potentially put us into the first round proper of the FA Cup for the first time in the club's history. Northampton are currently sat in the Vanarama National League, so it's a big test for us. They're two levels above us. We have got a lot of work to do to get through against them. But as you can see, other form has been excellent. We've actually only had the one league game, believe it or not. We drew 0-0 at home against Bolton, in which we maxed out our stadium for the first time ever. And it was a very close fought game. And I thought going away from home, yeah, we probably wouldn't have a chance. James Collins came back to fitness, scored a brace, and we won 2-1 away at Bolton. We then won 5-2 in the league against Morpeth and followed it up with an integral League Cup tie against Shildon, in which we won 6-1. It was another very comfortable performance. We then played Eastbourne Borough in the next round of the FA Cup. They're at the same level as we are. They doing quite well in their league, I think. Oh, no, they're not. They're actually near the bottom of their league. But it was a very tough game for us. Again, drew 0-0 initially, this time away from home. But then we played them at home. Similar attendance, to be fair, and we won by 2-1 to reach this fourth qualifying round. These two games, like I say, are absolutely massive. It's going to be a very big episode for us today. In terms of the club finances, we have had an improvement because of all these cup ties and improvement in our gate receipts, especially with that Bolton game. We've actually managed to clear about £150,000 worth of that debt because of these cup runs with gates receipts, etc. We actually gained £35,000 from gate receipts from that game against Bolton. So not only maxing out the attendance, that shows you the volume of money that can come in from games like that. And the previous record was £16,000 in gate receipts, so we've more than doubled it. And as you can see, it's made a massive dent. And yes, it still doesn't look particularly pretty, but we are looking a lot better than we were. So going into today's games, massive episode, like I say. Hopefully, we can get some good results and continue our cup exploits. The Northampton game, I'm not particularly confident with, but we are in good form, and it starts. Obviously, I mean, it started with this full run of form that we've had so far. But if we can get a win against our rivals for the first time, because like I say, last season we drew and lost against them. Obviously, they did get relegated last season. Um, but we have lost out on a couple of potential signings to our rivals as well because they could offer more money. So it's going to be a tough game. Fingers crossed we can get the result that we're after. Stubbs with an early throw here, and he looks to whip it into the penalty area. It looks for Pond. It's a decent clearance. We're just struggling to get it away properly though, and we can't break away. And now Dollinger, who was one of the players that we wanted to bring in, moving down this right hand side, lays it back to Beardsworth. Can he get the cross in? No, he can't. He lays it back to Ritzema. Now Daly strikes from distance. It's off the post, but Seam is the first to react. And 2.5 minutes in, and we are behind against our rivals, courtesy of a rebound goal for their striker. And not a good start at all. Here is Vaux knocking it forward, looking for Seam. Good header clear by Furtado. Livermore furthers it away into James Collins. Plays it back to our loney Lloyd Hill. Now Sanders. Back into Hill again, looking over the top. We have got runners, but not particularly well versed in that option there. And they didn't continue their runs. Leach Smith looking to get forward with the pass, and Ainsley Johnson strikes. It's over the crossbar. And we need to wake up here. We've been very poor in these opening exchanges. Ball delivered forward by McGee. Livermore does well to win the header and find Collins. He looks over the top for Norton, and Norton controls it really well. But Leach Smith, again, doing the job in goal for FC United. He delivers it forward, but luckily our defenders this time are a little bit quicker off the mark, and Adewoju finds Hill. Norton couldn't get there, but Livermore can, And this time it's another chance. And again, just a slight block on the strike was enough for the keeper to make a comfortable claim. I think we certainly need to fire the boys up a little bit. We've been very poor in this opening quarter of an hour. And being behind already isn't ideal. Lloyd Hill with the throw. Here's Darren Norton. Swings it into the far post. Closes there. And Mark Close with his second goal of the season. He's just starting to pick it up a little bit. He clipped the underside of the crossbar and scored a 92nd minute winner for us in the FA Cup tie last time out against Eastbourne. And he scores here against our rivals. He is starting to settle into this side. The goal that he scored against Eastbourne, incidentally, he was playing in the attacking midfield role. He's out wide right today. So he's certainly proving his versatility to his parent club, if nothing else, at Grimsby. Here is Max Sanders with a free kick. Swings it in, looking for Fairtardo. Beardsworth and Ainsley Johnson managing to clear it between them. Yusuf picks it up into James Collins. Potential opportunity knocking here, but he lays it back to Fairtardo. Swings in the cross and closes there again. And this time he just couldn't put it to the side of the goalkeeper. And Leach Smith showed good hands there and made a good save as he delivers it forward. Fairtardo's first to get there, but the header was poor and Seam picks it up, moves it forward, plays it back into Dollinger, swings it in, and Ainsley Johnson's won it, and it's a brilliant well, I thought it was a save. He's actually hit the post, and Mark Close tried to carry it away, but FC United very quick to close us down, and Lloyd Hill does well in the end to get it clear. In terms of chance creation and possession, we have actually picked it up in the following 15 minutes, and it turns out we're actually looking a little bit more like the better side now, but it doesn't matter. It's a rivalry. Anything can happen. Yusuf with a challenge there. He's got to be careful. He is on a yellow card. This is Livermore. That's a lovely pass into Darren Norton. Chance to square it, and Beardsworth does well to make the block, and it is out for a corner. Sanders here to take, looking to swing it toward that far post, hopefully, and there it goes. And it's a good header from Fairtardo, but it's just over the crossbar. Incidentally, recently, Fairtardo has been confirmed as a club icon, and myself, I am now on the favoured personnel list, which is ideal. Fairtardo missed his header there, though, and Pond winning the header and scoring. We are behind once again here. It was a good free kick from Chiavi, but we need to be better defensively in those situations. And again, the fact that it's against our rivals isn't doing us too well. Certainly going to get the lads fired up, and we need to push on in the second half. We've got a couple of yellow cards to keep an eye on as well. But of course, I'm not entirely sure what the substitution rule is in the FA Trophy. I can't quite remember. We've had that many FA Cup ties in the last few matches. We get 5 substitutions in those, so I can't quite remember if it's only 3 in the FA Trophy. We'll have to see momentarily. Here's Ainsley Johnson, looking to play it through. Fairtardo intercepts and finds Yusuf. Darren Norton, that's a good ball through. And James Collins is in behind, and that is a lovely finish from James Collins. It's his 7th goal of the season. Incidentally, I think we've actually got 2 other players on 7 goals at the moment. Norton may be one of them. And the other one is Mamiego. He's having a great season so far as well. But Norton with a brilliant through ball there. And James Collins, one of the first to react and knocks it into the bottom corner. Really good run from him. And we have our equaliser right at the start of the second half within a minute of kickoff. So back on par. Let's see if we can push on from there. It would be nice to get a victory over our rivals this time around. Max Sanders here with a free kick. Swings it in toward the far post. Fairtardo again winning the header, but unfortunately over the crossbar. And we're certainly showing a lot of resolve here. It's just a case of just finding that little bit extra to see if we can get that goal. We are going to make a couple of substitutions, I think. I mean, we've had double the number of chances, but the same number of shots on target, only 4. Lloyd Hill's going to come off. We can't risk with those yellow cards. Solomon Yusuf is going to come off as well for Jack Williams. We'll drop Max Sanders back to that ball-winning midfielder. And Mamiego, we're going to bring on for Livermore and switch Mark Close into the middle. And yeah, we'll keep him that way around, I think. And hopefully, with those changes, we can find a way to get a winner here. We're going to demand more, I think. I was going to encourage the boys, but we're playing so well. And a little bit of demanding more. Hopefully we can just find that little bit extra bite to get past our rivals in this cup tie. Here is Keeling with the throw. Jack Williams back into Keeling. Can he get the delivery into the penalty area? He's managed to beat his man and Vaux cleared it superbly. Beardsworth was pushing close, apparently. I completely missed that. I mean, I'm not complaining. We've got a penalty. It's Jack Williams to take, and Jack Williams scores. It's a big, big goal. 3-2. We are ahead against FC United. And as you can see, the stadium is quite heavily stocked with fans today as well. So it could be another good gate receipt return for us, which will all go toward clearing that massive debt. If we can keep these cup runs going, we have got every chance that we could end up with a decent, what I would term as a decent bank balance. It'd still be in the minors, but it'd still be decent compared to what we were looking at earlier in the campaign. That's a good clearance there, but Cooper picks it up. The centre-back with a strike from distance. It's only just over the bar. He was a player that we were close to signing, of course, and that would have stung a bit if he'd have scored that. He launches it forward against Sanders. Brilliant takedown from him. And Mamiego couldn't find the pass. Cooper launches it forward again. Seam picks it up and makes a direct run into the penalty area, and he's off the woodwork. It's very, very close here. We're chancing our arm a little bit, but we're getting to the business end. Seconds remaining, and we've finally beaten our rivals here. It's a massive, massive result for us in this cup, and a 3-2 win sees us through into the next round of the FA Trophy. Yes, I know it's not the FA Cup, but money is always good, and getting one over on our rivals at long last. It's been a long time coming. We struggled against them last season, like I say, but we've managed to beat them now, and a really good way of doing it. We were behind on 2 occasions, and we've managed to come back and fight for a victory, and that'll do the confidence of a number of the players a world of good. Because as I was saying before in the previous episode, finances are having an effect on some of the players as well now. And we have accepted 1 or 2 transfer offers for some of the players as well. I didn't want to, but with the way the finances are, we were looking desperate. And none of them left anyway, so they're not quite that worried, are they? Let's be honest. Progression in the FA Trophy, very, very good from our point of view. Like I say, we have got a league game to play before we get into the FA Cup tie away against National League side Northampton. It's going to be a massive, massive test. And I mean, if we can make it to the first round proper, it would be an unbelievable achievement, to be honest. But to have the beating of our rivals in the FA Trophy will certainly take the sting off the FA Cup. If we were to get knocked out, of course, it would certainly take the sting off it, knowing that we've beaten our rivals in the FA Trophy. Another £2,500 into the bank. Little amounts, but it all helps. And in terms of the actual attendance, 1,706. So again, gate receipts are going to be quite reasonable from that as well. And I suspect we're going to be under 200,000. Yeah. So there you go. This balance is reducing rather quickly thanks to these cup runs at the moment. We're down to 173,000. So yes, it's still not great, as I mentioned before, but certainly improvements are being made. So we're going to just push on through. We'll get this league game out of the way, and then we'll come back for the FA Cup tie against Northampton, and fingers crossed we can get into the first round proper of the FA Cup. And my word, would that be a financial boost for us? Let's see how we get on. Okay then, guys, here we go for this massive FA Cup tie. Incidentally, for the league game against Curzon Ashton, who was sat in 20th place, I might add, they absolutely battered us in the end. We lost 3-1, and a lot of the part of it was the number of fouls in the game. They had 20, we had 24. We had more chances than they did. They just converted theirs. And as you can see, we had 8 yellow cards altogether. We were absolutely terrible with our discipline, to be honest. There was a few fines handed out amongst the players. Hopefully, we can just move on from it, because it was a very poor showing. So going into this FA Cup tie, it's arguably one of the biggest games we've had in charge of Maine Road so far. Can we find ourselves a result here somehow against a team who are 2 leagues above us, and they're sat in a playoff place as well, I might add. So they're playing well, and it is going to be incredibly tough, this game. I mean, you look at the size of their squad, they've actually got some players on non-contracts, but look at the quality of the players they have. In comparison to us, they have certainly got some talent in there. But by the looks of their first team, they've not got a proper out-and-out goal scorer. That's going to come back to haunt me for sure. I can see that already. So going into today's game, we've got McGee in goal with Hill, Furtado, Adewoju and Bates. Sanders and Yusuf partnering in midfield with Danawa, Livermore, Close and Collins as our front four. Fingers crossed, like I say, we can only do what we can do. It's going to be a tough game. And if we can somehow even if we could take it to a replay, the financial gain from it would be fantastic. And we've seen it before many times, whether it be in games or in real life. The FA Cup can provide any number of shocks. So fingers crossed we get one today. Here we go. I'll take a game of no highlights. Thank you very much for this first for the first part of this tie, just to get it done and out of the way, and hopefully we can drag it into a replay with us being at home. Because, like I say, if we can get a full ground again, it would be phenomenal. Maguire drew with a delivery into the penalty area. Furtado did really well to clear, but a penalty has been given against Yusuf for a push. It's a soft one. We got given one against FC United. We've got to take it on the chin. Young with the penalty. McGee went the right way but couldn't keep it out. And unfortunately, we find ourselves behind here after 22 minutes. We knew it was going to be a tall order. It's just got a lot harder from here. And in terms of what we're seeing with possession, we are going to do extremely well to get anything from this game. Here is Mason Clark charging down this right side, whips it in. Good clearance from Adewoju. Sanders into Lloyd Hill, launches it forward for Collins. Lavery easily clears. And Amos into Mason Clark, who completely does Lloyd Hill, the fullback. Squares it back, and there is Frank Adam with his third of the season. 32 minutes gone. Unfortunately, off the back of that defeat in the league against Curzon Ashton, it did make me fear the worst a little bit. So hopefully we can just give good account of ourselves. Here is Close, and he gives it away to Lavery. Adam into Young. Now Mason Clark into Nichols. He's got loads of space here. We're not closing them down enough, that is for sure. Into O'Connell. Now Amos again. Livermore does well to win it back. Finds James Collins. He's not got a lot of support, but he does find Close. Still going. Can he get a delivery in? Yes, he can. James Collins is there at the far post, and he's hit the woodwork. That would have been a massive turnout for us there if we could have somehow dragged ourselves back into it. We're going to demand more because we've been extremely poor here. We've not even given a decent account of ourselves. I know Collins hit the post, but other than that, we have not done anything at all. And going into the second half, we need a miracle, to be quite honest. Collins is having a poor game. All of our midfield and front three are as well. So Tomlinson, guys, hit the woodwork again, and we've managed to just about get it clear. We are literally surviving by the skin of our teeth, and unfortunately, I'm looking at some of the other ties that are around there. We've certainly got one of the harder ones from our league, unfortunately, and other teams are going into the main first round by the looks of it. Here is McGee. Launches it forward. James Collins controls it well and finds Danawa. Can he get the cross in? Yes, he can. Plays it back to Sanders. And now Livermore. It's off the underside of the crossbar, and it's not over the line. That's the second time we've hit the woodwork. Furtado looks over the top. Danawa's chasing it down, but the fullback Nichols gets there first. We've hit the woodwork twice. We have been a little unlucky. Young here into Adam. Now Lavery. Back into Amos. They are dominating the ball, aren't they? We'll do well to get a little bit more possession, to be honest, I think today. Lavery over the top. Lloyd Hill picks it up, manages to clear. James Collins tries to win it. He does well, in fact, against Tomlinson. This is Livermore now. Tried to play it through, and again, we lose possession. And now Adam into Maguire-Drew, who's in space. Look at the space for the fullback Butler here, charging down this left-hand side. Big, big opportunity knocking for Northampton to completely wrap this game up. He turns back, finds Maguire-Drew in the penalty area. He squares it back. Mason Clark, it's a great... I thought it was a save, but I think it actually hit the post. Furtado does well to win it and clear. We're going to have to make some changes. I mean, we're just not offering anything. We've had 4 yellow cards again today. We're really, really showing poor discipline at the moment. I don't know what's going on because, yes, we were getting bookings, but nothing like this. We're going to get Jack Williams on for Livermore, I think. He's had a shocking game. Darren Norton, we're going to bring on up front, and Ehimamiego, we're going to bring on for Denawa. We'll just leave the yellow carded players on there because we just need all of... I mean, Yusuf and Sanders are our best midfield players. If we take them off, we're certainly setting ourselves up to fail, unfortunately. We're going to demand more. And here is Young into Nichols. Adimbola, the chance is still there. We managed to just about clear, and Close picks it up. Can we get a breakaway here? Ehimamiego picks it up, cuts inside, lofts it over the top. Darren Norton controlled it well, but O'Connell cleared. Only as far as Bates. Hits the byline, cuts it back. Good delivery, and Ehimamiego has scored a header. He's 5'3", by the way. That is a brilliant header from Ehimamiego, and all of a sudden we are back in this cup tie. Bates with a brilliant delivery into the penalty area. He did really well there, the right back, and immediately our substitution has proved very fruitful. Brilliant stuff from our minuscule winger Ehimamiego. How he's jumped ahead of the fullback there is beyond me, but it doesn't matter. We're back in it. Incidentally, it's been quite a close game in relation to chances. Ehimamiego cuts it back here to Lloyd Hill, swings it in looking for Norton. It's cleared away again. Close picks it up. Can he be a hero again? It's a good strike. He's hit the post. Norton couldn't get to the rebound. He was actually offside. That's the 3rd time we've hit the woodwork. 10 minutes to go. We're going to give the lad some encouragement. Here's Lintott into Farmer. Now Lintott again swings it over to this left-hand side, and Butler first time into Brad Young. We've not deserved that. We've really not deserved to concede that goal, to be honest. And that is our FA Cup run over, I think, unless we have an immediate reply, which I highly doubt, but you never know. This is Adewoju looking over the top. Darren Norton controls it superbly, has support. Unfortunately, the players ran offside. Norton into Sanders. It's a good strike, and I think he was onside. It certainly looks like it. So about 30 seconds after going 3-1 behind, we're back to 3-2, and the bootleg Kevin De Bruyne has gone and done it for us. He has pulled us back into it. It's a very neat finish into the bottom corner. We still have a chance. Can we earn ourselves what will be a very unlikely replay? Maguire-Drew here with a free kick, swings it in. It's a good header. It's off the woodwork and over. We're going to demand more. It's another free kick on that side. Swung in. Bates can't get it away. McGee with the save. Hill clears. Norton can't beat Mason Clark to it. And right now, we just need to get the ball. That would be quite nice, wouldn't it? French into Farmer. Maguire-Drew. Furtado wins the header. Again, it's back in. Again, Furtado with a header clear. Ehimamiego heading it further clear. It's coming straight back at us again, though. Farmer now. Swings it round. Young is there. It's off the woodwork again. And McGee claims. One more highlight. That's all we need. Bates here with a free kick. Launches it forward. There's nobody there. French controls and clears. But Adewoju wins the header. But it's only far as Abimbola. And now O'Connell. Maguire-Drew. Can we get the ball, please? It's not looking likely. Brilliant switch of play, that, isn't it? Mason Clark into Tomlinson. Norton almost got in onto him. Just not quite there, and they're just holding on to it now. Maguire-Drew, there's Brad Young. We don't deserve that. Brad Young with a hat-trick. It's his 5th goal of the season. 3 of them have come today. And immediately we get another highlight. I'd rather lose by 2 or 3 than lose by 1. Adewoju over the top and Darren Norton's in behind. Big chance. Darren Norton, it's 4-3. It's the second time we've done it straight from kickoff. There's only 2 minutes left. Do we have a chance? It's a brilliant little bit of play. Adewoju lofting it over the top immediately, and Norton just beating the defense's offside trap and finishing superbly. To be honest, I think we've given really good account of ourselves, especially in this second half. But ultimately, we've fallen short. That is a big, big kick in the teeth. Twice we got a goal back immediately after conceding, but it just wasn't enough. And like I say, I'd have rather have lost 4-2 and lost by a couple of goals. But we gave ourselves a chance and we just couldn't do it in the end. Incidentally, Darren Norton and Name Amiego both off the bench and scoring. Really good performances from them today. But we paid for not starting very well, unfortunately. And the FA Cup run is over. It's certainly been an interesting ride for sure. We've beaten teams that are better than us. And we almost kept ourselves in it with that game against Northampton. Really unlucky, but I mean, we've certainly got options to build on. But Brad Young, I mean, look at the quality that he has. I mean, his technical attributes completely outclass all of our players. We somehow managed to stay in it. I mean, he's a good level striker, isn't he? He really is. He's only got 2 league goals, though, which is a bit surprising. That's his first FA Cup start, and he bagged a hat-trick, so there you go. Really unlucky. We got another 3,000 despite losing, and we've actually gone down to 152,000 in terms of the debt that we're in. So we have improved the finances, that is for sure, but ultimately we have fallen short of getting into the FA Cup proper. We had a tough run of fixtures. We did very well though, and we can be proud of our achievements there. In terms of the next episode, we are going to get through a number of games once again, and got some big games coming up in the league. Hyde, Stalybridge and Farsley Celtic all had the better of us last season. Really going to be a tough run, that one. There's a couple of cup games there as well. Obviously, with us being out of the FA Cup, there's going to be no extra games coming into there, but we'll probably come back at the start of November. Might show you the cup tie, but it's only 4 games down the line. So it could be a couple of league games in there. Potentially Buxton and Gainsborough, but we'll see how things go. And hopefully we can get back to winning ways relatively sharpish after that defeat against Curzon Ashton in the league as well. With these tough games coming up, we have certainly got to prove ourselves after the defeats that we suffered against these sides last season. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It's all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.